Good morning. Let's get this set right. There we go. Good Monday morning. It's time to start our week. Good morning, Sandy. I see you. You're one of the few I can recognize on your little thumbnail picture. It's really pretty. Blue skies, a little bit of clouds. Muggy, but it's a pretty day. Good morning, Lynette. Hi, Patty. Hey, Lisa. How are you? I hope you're doing well. Hey, Teresa. I'll say hi for a couple minutes anyway, before we get started. I'm so glad you're here this morning. It's been an eventful week, hasn't it, out in the world? Excuse me while I sip. It's so good. I know he made me decaf. I know he did. But it's still good. Hi, Stacy. Welcome, everyone. I hope you had a good week, at the very least. The subject this morning, hey Nadine, the subjects this morning seem to work well with what we've all been praying for. Good morning, Deanna. I know you did, Lynette. I hope your back surgery has been successful for you. You've been on my prayer list. Hey, Kimberly. He is doing well, as well as can be expected. You know, he's 73, so I have to remind him it's going to take him a little bit longer to heal than it did 30 years ago when he had a back surgery. Good morning, Miss Joyce. Thank you. Oh, you're welcome, Lynette. How are you doing? Are you doing well? I hope. Pray. Hey, Bobby. Good morning to you as well. Good morning, Evanel. Hey, Amanda. How are you? Right, Micah? Continued prayers. Yes, Lynette, he had his first one on the 19th, and then he had part 2 on the 24th. He had braces, brackets, spacers, and screws put in. He had old screws from 30 plus years ago removed and new ones put in. Good morning, Jean. Oh yeah, me too. Hi, Buckeye girl. How are you doing, Melissa? You can in salsa still? Hey, Liz. How are you? Yes, it does. It does look that way, and I'm so glad you all are here. I'll fill you in on Bobby real quick as people come in. So, the doctor pre-warned us. He said it's something he doesn't normally do, but for this surgery he does, that there would be a lot of pain. Good morning, Kimberly and Joan. And he wasn't kidding. He's been in a whole lot of pain. She goes back to the surgeon. Been 2 weeks, so still moving slowly. Well, you know, the good news is you're moving, right? He came home Friday, which was the day 4 after the surgery, and he did okay Friday evening. Oh, I'm so glad, Amanda. That's tough when your fur babies are hurting. Hi, Jan. How are you? he has restrictions. He has to get up every couple hours, but only for 20-30 minutes at a time to be in the sitting position. And he can walk now with a walker, and I'll explain why now. I have him on a pain schedule, so every 4 hours he gets something or another for the pain. They send him home with 3 different medications for that, which means broken sleep for me. But it's okay. I wouldn't have it any other way. I agreed to be his rehab instead of him having to be sent to a rehab. As little of that as possible these days is best. Aw, thanks, Liz. It's good to see you too. So Saturday, he was doing well. I had a live, so I gave him his medication, left, did the live, was home in time. It was a great live too. It was a lot of fun. It was in our Can-Am VIP group, and came home in time for the next medications, which I gave him. Hi, Virginia. And then I started supper, put it in the oven, came outside to, shock the pool, do the backwash, all that kind of stuff. It was going to be about 20-25 minutes before I went back in the house. And I got a phone call. Now, I have my phone ringer on that day, which is unusual because I usually don't. Ran for the phone. It was him. He told me he had fallen. Oh, Jan, that's such good news. Good morning, Tom. Good morning, Georgie Lee. So he fell. He tried to walk from the bedroom down the hall into the kitchen. Kylene, good morning. You're having weathered the storm. Glad you made it through surgery. That's the hard part. Uncle passed away with COVID. Oh, I'm so sorry, Kylene. Oh, there goes my... Finally able to get in touch with his son. My broken ankle is better. God is good. Hi, Susan, sorry. So, yes, I panicked. I called for my daughter who was in the house. We could not get him up. Neither one of us had the ability. I got a rolling chair on the lowest setting, so thinking we could get him up at least that high, could not do it. He was in agony. Called my son, so Jonathan and Deborah came. My son, who's a very logical thinker, asked him a few questions and then gave us each an assignment as to how we could get him up. And he was up in a minute and standing. He was just white from head to toe, completely white, no color. He put his arms around me and leaned on me, and everybody still stood around. Finally, we got him on the chair and got him back into the bed. And I told him, new rule. You can't go down the hall or anywhere else without letting someone know. And you're going to have to use your walker now. Not that the walker would have helped. What happened was he got lightheaded and blacked out. That's all he remembered. And then coming to on the floor. Thank God he had his phone in his pocket. So he's fine. His knees are sore from falling. His shoulder is sore. He did not fall directly on any of the surgical scars. He has an 18-inch scar down his back and one on each side, about 4 or 5 inches on each of his sides. So anyway, he learned his lesson. So we called the doctor. They felt like he wasn't hydrated enough, which is exactly what my son said I should say. I should give him credit. So now he learned his lesson, and he is drinking his water with electrolytes in it. He drank 3 huge 32 ounces or more. Yes, ma'am.
I'm sorry, I'm going to interrupt your life. She's drinking.
Okay. Okay. That's Jesse. And after doing that yesterday, he immediately began feeling better. His color was back. His pain was lessened. He's still in a lot of pain, but it was lessened. He has a really high pain threshold, so if he tells me he's at a 4 or 5, he's probably at a 7 or 8. But, you know, we were warned. He knew there'd be pain, and he knew that for at least the next 6 weeks, he's on limited activities. But he overall is doing extremely well. Thank God. Thank you all for your prayers. Thank you for having my back and sending me notices and reminding me to take care of myself and all of that. He's got a long road ahead of him, but it's doable. Hi, Debbie. Hi, Tony. Y'all, my comments are just like either they stop and then they suddenly move a bunch. Debbie, yes, he could have gone to rehab, but the rehab that we have locally, the doctor said has trouble with, oh, look at there, following the doctor's protocol, and it's less exposure to people with possibly that are ill. So he asked me if I would be willing to take care of him, and of course I said yes. So wow, Georgie, that's scary. He's drinking this water called something 88. Has a little bit of rock salt in it as well, or sea salt, something. Yeah, you know, and it's really hard, and I know it is. He's a go-getter. He's that rancher blood. You know, they get up early, 6, 7 o'clock, are busy, and they work till dark most days, especially during hay cutting season, and he's not used to limited mobility, and more importantly, not being able to take care of the things that he usually takes care of. It's been really hard for him. Oh, Vicky, you're so lucky. Hi, Sheila. She's out on the boat fishing, y'all. Yeah, Amy, I'll bet you do get it. We all have to be a little more careful, especially as we get older. But surely when we're sick, we think, and I think he thought he was doing well enough to take the trip down the hall. Had he been hydrated, and also it was 30 minutes since he had taken his meds, and they're pretty strong. So the forces were not with him. Good morning, Debbie. How are you doing? So thank you for your prayers. He is mending, and I will make sure, if I have to put my thumbs on him, I will make sure that he follows the protocol. That was the whole point in coming home instead of the rehab. Hi, Mitzi. Aw, thanks. Yeah, you know, there's moments where I don't love him so much. Well, I love him, but don't like him so much right now. Somebody suggested giving him a bell. I was like, heck no. I'll be hearing bells all day and night. No. It's a little different when you're with this because I've seen him through 2 knee replacements, a hip replacement, and a shoulder replacement. No problem. This is more serious, obviously. And yes, Pedialyte is one of the things, Virginia. Now, what's funny is he gained a little over 2 inches of his height back. He had lost a lot of it. You know, the vertebrae, when they compress and sit on each other like that, plus he has scoliosis, it takes away from your height. So he was really excited that his back is pretty much straight now, and he's taller. So he was excited about that. That's okay, Darla. We're glad you're here now. Good morning, Susan. Oh, thanks. Thanks. It's my Coffee Nap Sparkle Repeat loungewear. Thank you very much. So I thought, you know, we lost the Marines this last week. Yeah, it is unnerving. Good morning, Donna. And we lost those Marines this week. There was a picture of them, all the coffins draped in the flags on the back of the military transport plane. Look, I'm getting chills right now. It just, I had no words. I copied the picture. I saved it to my phone to show my husband later because it just broke me. And then this morning, I saw the mother of one of the young, I believe he was a corporal. I think he might have been the youngest, just a boy, crying at his coffin as they removed it, you know, as they took it off the plane. Y'all, there are no words. All we can do is have compassion for them. And compassion, I looked up the meaning, is a feeling of sympathy for others. It makes you want to help. Obviously, we can't help. Their loved ones' lives are taken. But we can certainly have compassion and be thankful and appreciative to the sacrifices these families have made. Our heroes are safe now, but their families need us to pray for peace and comfort for them. And we need to show some appreciation for our military. I'm sorry, I can't if people are not. They lay their lives on the line every day for us, and it's time we got back to showing some appreciation, right? Yeah, Bobby, it broke mine too. Oh. You know, that's a great idea, Jean. Yes, Lila, it is. Sometimes, you know, that compassion and its friend empathy, really, if you are a compassionate or empathetic person, pictures like that, the news, all the things make it even more difficult for you. We need to remember, too, we're coming up on the 20th anniversary of 9/11, where America lost over 3,000 people in just a few moments. And this worries me a little bit with everything that's going on in Afghanistan right now, that it's correlating, or it's during our 20th anniversary year. A little worried, so I keep praying about that as well. Aw, thank you, Virginia. I am tired. You see these lines, man? They're just getting deeper. Oh, Delphia. Wow. I am so sorry to hear that. That's awful. So, in compassion, friend, empathy means to... it means an awareness toward others' emotions and us trying to understand how they feel. So we certainly want to be empathetic towards them, the families. There's not a whole lot we can do, but we can certainly keep them in our prayers, and we can send positive vibes, and we can show appropriate respect for our military. Oh, Debbie. So young, too. The hardest thing when you send your child to war, when my son left and came back 20 years later, it was the hardest. I only got through that time because I knew God knew where he was. Hi, Suzanne. I have to say, Drea, you're amazing to take this responsibility and still be with us. You're amazing. Oh, Liz, stop it. I need y'all. I miss y'all when I'm not live or creating live with y'all. I do. Y'all bring such sunshine and joy into my life. And creating, of course, is nice therapy. And I'm here at home, so he's right down the hallway. Well, he's a little bit away. He knows he better stay in that room while I'm out here. Hi, Annette. I'll tell you something that I read. I think it was on something that Jesse had. And I didn't write it down. I don't remember the exact words. Oh, thank you, Dawn. But it was something along the lines to celebrate your accomplishments, even if it seems others have bigger ones. So we shouldn't minimize our accomplishments. Like Robert, his accomplishment is that he can walk with the walker, and he doesn't have to help me right behind him right now. But that's an accomplishment for him, even though it seems not as great of an accomplishment as he would like. But in our businesses and in our lives, we see other people and it seems they have accomplished so much more than us. And so it kind of squishes us a little bit if we allow it to. Oh, thank you, Jean. Right back at you. But we don't want to be squished. We want to be celebrated. We deserve to be celebrated. We here at Ranch House, this is the year of celebrating you. We celebrate you. Every little accomplishment, no matter how small, counts. And it's a big deal for you. So accomplishments are relative to you and where you are. Good morning, Miss Debbie Candelaria. How are you and your beautiful family? So never minimize how far you've come. And never minimize how you feel. Always celebrate you and, ooh, look at that. Well, y'all can't see it. Something cut mine. Because I've always said it's not important how quick you get there. It's that you keep moving. If moving is just a shuffle, y'all, it's a shuffle. That's an accomplishment. If all you can do is crawl, gosh, you know, you got to crawl before you can walk. It's an accomplishment. Pat yourself on the back. You made your first wreath. It doesn't look like somebody that's been doing it forever. You still have an accomplishment. Stop comparing with others. Celebrate you. Kimberly, yes, I learned to value my small steps to gaining my independence. Bless you, girl. I'm sure you were a go-getter. I can imagine what it felt like for you. You can personal message me, Suzanne, on my, me, or you can email to ranchhousereese@gmail. And that will come directly to me as well. Donna, every step is a step in the right direction. Always fight and never give up. Absolutely. The only way you're going to fail is if you give up. Virginia, just waking up in the morning is a great accomplishment. Amen to that one. Dre, can you put Teeny on your prayer list? She's in the hospital. Already done, Tom. Already done. Teeny Muir is in the hospital. Yeah, it's her second home. We've all decided, they need to just have a teeny room. She's doing well, y'all. Debbie says, I did a craft show at the Beach Hotel in Rhode Island. I saw 12. That's a great accomplishment. Yay! I hope you celebrated. I hope you had a glass of wine and congratulated yourself, or a cup of tea, or whatever it is. That's amazing, Debbie. So happy for you. That's good to hear. And back to appreciation, because I don't want to forget our theme real quick. Like, appreciation means, and I'm going to read it, recognition and enjoyment of the good qualities of someone or something. Also, it means giving someone their proper value. It makes them feel good. It helps them to go on. We should show appreciation when we feel appreciation for someone or something. Like I appreciate each and every one of you. I appreciate you coming on here and sharing your heart and soul and your life to help and encourage and inspire others. That's a big deal, you guys. That's not easy for a lot of people to put out there what's going on in their life or what they've overcome. Trust me, I know. Because, okay, here's what happened when I first was doing lives and I first told what happened with my children. Some people said I was just going for the sympathy vote. Yeah. That was over 3 years ago. Probably 4 years now. Y'all, nobody wants sympathy or pity. I want you to care, and I want you to remember my children. Sympathy is something most of us don't want. We want people to be sympathetic and understanding, have compassion, which is the feeling of sympathy. But I can tell you that moms don't go on a live and tell you of a loss to get a pity point or to invite you. I don't do pity parties. I don't invite people to pity parties. If I have one, I get on the pity train by myself and then I'm done. So when you guys come on here and you open up about what's going on in your life, and what you're doing is encouraging others, and we all appreciate that. We want you to understand the value of what you're doing and who you are. And I hope that you are able to continue that out in the real world, sharing to inspire. Could you put me on your prayer list that I can make it when my insurance kicks in on September 1st? You make it until... Man, girl, I hope you do. Oh, Amy, my husband had that happen. I didn't tell you that, but when he had his hip replacement, he had it pop out. He says the most excruciating pain of his life. Now, the doctor popped it back in when he was under at the hospital, but it was awful. Donna says, I'm fighting lung cancer and will never give up. Tell your son I'm very proud of him and tell him to never give up. My thoughts and prayers are with him that he continues to improve. Oh, y'all, look at there. Sheila Schofield, the prayer list, is having back surgery. Yes, that I did not have down. Excuse me while I write it. Deanna, I know you're on here. Can you put that in the Power to Be You, please? I know Sheila wouldn't mind. Let me catch up. So sorry, Amy. I can't even imagine. Good morning, Retta. And I'm not Heine Dumpling. That sounds like a whole other thing, honey. Yes. Well, thank you so much, Micah. I've known you for a long time, probably as long as I've known Bobby, for years. You know, people are going to be people and they're going to think what they want to think, and that's okay. I'll tell you the truth, when I was first told that, it stung a little because it took a lot for me to go public. Now, what I found out by going public with, you know, it's not common for a mom to bury two children. It's not a thing. that many of us have to deal with. And I got so much support, but more importantly, lots of other moms who had lost children at different stages of life were encouraged and inspired by the words and felt a camaraderie. It's a club you don't want to be a part of, but they felt a camaraderie with me, and it started this whole thing of letting people know how important choosing joy is and how it can be done no matter what. Oh, Amy. You should have told me, Hugh. I would have slapped her. That's terrible. Virginia, I've been through sexual abuse, flood, fire, earthquake, hurricane, and now this pandemic. But I'm still here and willing to help others when I can. Bless you, Virginia. I had no idea you'd gone through so much. And that's the important thing. You know, they say God doesn't give you anything you can't handle. Well, I would have told you there's no way I could handle burying 2 children. But I did. And then I learned over the years that because I'm a relatively strong person, and not everybody sees things the way that I do, of course. I choose to see things from the brighter side than the negative side, because the worst legacy I can leave my children, those that have passed on and those that are still here, is a legacy of negativity, bitterness, anger. Those are things I don't want them to emulate. You know, I want them to see me choosing joy no matter, so that hopefully that helps them. And also so that when my journey is done, they can look back and say, dang, Mom went through a lot of crap. Boy, did she handle it well. What a great example. Thank God she was our mom, right? And then when I get to where I'm going, which is not down, I want to hear, well done, good and faithful servant. I have said that for years and years and years. That's all I want to hear when I'm done with my journey here. So I better use it. Let's see. I'm going to catch up. Pray for my granddaughter, who I helped raise after her mother's death, is 7.5 months pregnant and has been diagnosed. Oh my goodness, Lila. Granddaughter, pregnant. That'll remind me to pray a little more specifically when I can. Good morning, Mary Bates. How are you? Dawn says, can you put my friend Cassie Armstrong in prayer? She was sick for a couple of weeks, found out it was bronchitis, but it got worse, so they admitted her in the hospital. She's 31 weeks pregnant. They had to take the baby, which was 4 pounds, 3 ounces. Baby's doing good. Mom is not. Her kidneys and lungs aren't functioning right. She's in ICU and fighting COVID pneumonia. Oh, my God. So bad they have her on a list for ECMO machine. I heard hearing about this, and she hasn't even been able to see or hold her baby, and it's been almost 2 weeks. Prayers, absolutely, prayers for Cassie Armstrong. Wow, so many people hurting. Donna, I've had 3 major back surgeries, and the best advice I can give your friend is tell her to do what the doctors tell her. Ain't that the truth? Thoughts and prayers sent for her that all goes well and she has a speedy recovery. Thank you, Donna. That's so kind of you to do that for others. Please pray for my young nephews, their friend Peyton's family. Peyton lost his battle with cancer last night. Aww. So young. Certainly pray for them and Peyton's family, Tanya. Wow. So sorry to hear that. Carrie, cousin has lost 3 sons, all tragically. Wow. It's not fair. God does give you more than you can handle, because if you could handle it, you wouldn't need him. Well, that's true. Alec and Braden. Thank you. What a hard thing for them to have to deal with at 13 and 15. So many prayers, y'all. Get away. It was a wasp, sorry. Oh, thank you. Thank you for putting me on the same level as Rhonda. Love her. Thanks, Kimberly. Well, I need to take a deep breath. So much loss. Oh, and while we're speaking of compassion, let's not forget all the friends and people we don't even know. Let's just say everyone that has been affected by Hurricane Ida and is continuing to be affected as she spins on through Mississippi, Alabama, that way, Arkansas. I'm so sorry, I forgot to. Let me take care of that. There we go. So many have lost everything. So many have had losses. I don't know about lives lost at this point. But let's keep them in our prayer too, and let's show some compassion, and if we can help, we should. And if we can help, we can certainly be supportive and keep them in our prayer. Prayer it seems like such a small thing, y'all, but really it's a big thing. For those of us that are believers in the power of prayer, having others pray for us is a big deal. So let's keep them in our thoughts and prayers too. We're going to have to show some compassion. Louisiana is a different kind of people. Many of you know I was raised there. Very strong-minded, very resilient. They'll come back from whatever their losses are, but we still want to show them compassion and be empathetic towards them. Basically putting ourselves in their shoes and helping when we can. Oh, Virginia, that's so sweet. That's why I have y'all. Donna is supposed to get the remnants of Ida today and tomorrow. They're saying wind, rain, and tornadoes. Yeah, if you're on that back side. Yes, Debbie. If you're on the east side of that, you're going to get straight line winds, which can sometimes be more damaging than tornadoes. But tornadoes, excessive rain, excessive rain. So, we'll keep them in our prayers. I lived through a few hurricanes down very near New Orleans. I lived right outside of New Orleans in a town called Kenner. I still have a lot of family, all well, who live not too far or right in the path. So, when I say family, I mean legit family, and then our online family as well. I know that Damon and his crew bunch are doing well. And a lot of people came through with minor damage. We still want to keep them in our prayers too, though. Yes. Lila says, I spent intended time in prayer for all the sad news in the news this week. You know what I've got to stop doing now? I can't watch it anymore. I have to scroll past a lot of the things right now. Because it's so sad. So sad. And it still makes me sad that there's so much anger and hate in the world. And let's also pray for those that have to be out of Afghanistan by, I think it's 3:30 tomorrow. Let's pray for them, and that they're able to be rescued and brought back home. Oh, Donna, so you are catching it. Rhonda, he is doing well. In the beginning, I talked a little bit about that and how he took a fall, but he's okay. He understands a little bit more the seriousness of hydration and making sure that he's actually able to take a walk before taking one. And he's using his walker now. So lesson learned. Well, I hope you all Let's see. Have an amazing week. I will be live on this page, Ranch House Reese and More, several times this week. I'm coordinating it in between. Some I will do here from the house, so the reception may not be the best, but it'll be fun. If you are in our Can-Am Connection VIP group that Lori Franklin, Michelle Rezzo Redding, and I manage, support, we are the designers in. We will be live tonight there. I wasn't able to do the hats that we're going to learn to make because of, hubby. But I will get them done probably tomorrow is when I will announce and give you an event. Okay? Let's see. Pray for my niece, Dawn. She lost her only son in a tragic accident. I'm so sorry. He was only 12. I think she is losing it and not in reality. Please just pray for her. We certainly will, Mary's niece. Mary, it is like that at first, and she probably feels like she's losing her mind because it's so unreal to lose a child, and especially without knowing, you almost feel like you're standing outside watching a terrible, terrible movie. And it's new for her. So she's going to go through a lot. Excuse me, no. We certainly will pray for her. I needed to write down it was your niece, so I didn't pray wrong. So sorry. Hi, Eliana. Hi, Precious. Oh, Rhonda. I forgot. Sometimes I forget. Yes, please. If post it, Deanna, post just the Power to Be You, and then I'll see if I can post it as a link. That's all that the Power to Be You is for. We don't talk about business, nothing. It's all about positivity and prayer. Pin. All right, the link is pinned. And we have some awesome prayer warriors. When they say they're going to pray, they're going to pray. And also, if you just want some positivity, if you just want to read some positive, encouraging things, that goes on in there as well. It's a wonderful free group. We will block and ban anyone who is disrespectful, unkind, all the things that we don't want. And you have to be approved to get in anyway. Yes, Jean, thank you. Agreed. All of us will be praying for all of you. I pray those of you that are affected by the hurricane are able to come through with the least damage possible. Pray for the families of the fallen soldiers, for peace and comfort. For each of you that have asked for prayer, whether it was for surgery, for life lost, for encouragement, for peace, I have you. We will be praying for you. I will, Micah. Thank you. Yes, post your praise reports in there. We love those. Thank you very, very much for having my back, for praying for us, for me, for reminding me to take care of myself while taking care of him. I'm working on that. My son calls me at least twice a day. How's he doing? Great. Now are you taking care of you? Anyway, I appreciate that very much. Y'all never give up your power. The power to be that amazing human being you were intended to be. Don't allow all the sadness going on in the world to crush or destroy you. Rather, let it become use your power to be more compassionate, more empathetic for others. Show our appreciation for those who laid their lives for our freedoms. Be there for those. Use your power to be there for those in any way that you can that are suffering in one way or another. And use a little bit of that power, y'all, to always, yes, always choose joy, y'all. Thanks. I'll see you next Monday. Bye, y'all.